You saw the title. You saw what he said. You see what he say. And you probably hear because you may have come to the same conclusion as well. Hear me out. If you don't know me, you're about to get to know me. I'm Mariah. This is my channel, and I just like to talk about entrepreneurship, adulting, trying to figure out, why everybody's saying it's so ghetto. I kind of see, but it is with a heavy heart that I've come to these internet streets to share with you all, whom I don't know, that I no longer aspire to be a girl boss. Let me just start by saying I want to be an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur and proud owner of 1.5 businesses. If you're here, you're probably familiar with the aesthetic online of, being a girl boss, getting to the money, 6 figures, owning 7 businesses, 3 dogs, 2 men, and the list goes on. And I understand that it's not all an aesthetic. Like, it's awesome to see young women, and specifically like young black women, like, why did I say that? Like, I was scared to say black women. This video isn't like an in-depth breakdown of what a girl boss is, or a video essay or anything like that. If you want that, you want have you a good intellectual time, sit back, let it play in the background about 38 minutes while you just take in all that good knowledge, you're gonna need to go to the girls for a good solid video essay. It won't be me. However, if you're not familiar with it, a brief description from the tried and true trusted source Urban Dictionary defines a girl boss as a woman who is self-made, running their own business, and acting as their own boss. Now, honestly, that I could jail with. That sound about right. That sound like me. That sound, yeah. I see me in there. I see me in that. However, if you saw a certain aesthetic and a certain, kind of view, or certain things kind of came to your mind, the girl with the Louis, and the red bottoms, and the Dior down, and the day trips and the day parties, and like that, if that is the association that's there with girl boss, then I would say no, I'm not that girl. I'm not that woman. I'm not her. She is not me. This is more just my perspective on how I'm choosing to navigate entrepreneurship in this stage of my life. And hopefully it could maybe even serve as like a light at the end of the tunnel for someone else that is also trying to find who they are in the frame and lens of entrepreneurship, especially in this influencer age that we live in. When it came to me starting like my online and e-commerce business, specifically hair, like I wanted to sell hair extensions, I found myself overwhelmed by the copious amounts of information I was taking in, along with the idea that if I wasn't going hard in my business, if I wasn't aiming for the stars, if I wasn't shooting for 6 or 7 figures or more, what are you doing? What are you doing here? You don't want to be here. You don't really want it. If you're not willing to shed blood, sweat, and tears, and tear a meniscus. I tore my meniscus, bitch. You don't really want it. And granted, I definitely believe that anything that's worth having is worth working for, and everything in life won't come easy to you. Things do require work, but how much work is really required? And when I say that, I mean how much work is really required for what your goal is. I've acquired so much valuable information that I've been able to implement into my businesses and my personal life, so much so that that line kind of became blurred, and I found myself trying to adopt someone else's businesses and be someone else's definition of a boss. Being an entrepreneur or a boss has been ascribed to me for as long as I can remember. People would come up to me in the street and be like, "Hey, boss lady," and I'm like, "You don't even know me, but you're not wrong." And even entertaining the idea of deviating from that almost felt like I was deviating from my identity or deviating from my destiny or something like that. And nobody wants to deal with that when they need to make a decision on letting go of something that no longer serves them. With some self-reflection and honesty, I came to realize that I wanted being a business owner to enrich my life, not become my life. The goals and desires that I currently have for my life right now are appropriate for me, and they don't necessarily require six figures. And I don't really see it requiring it for the maybe next 1 to 2 years either. And that's not to cap my own potential or where I can go, but I'm enjoying the freedom of saying this is my life and I have a direct hand in determining what I would like for it to look like. And if it looks like young single woman living her best life peacefully and what is luxury to her, I think there's a much more feasible route for me to obtain that, and I feel as though I have, and it has not required six figures. And I realized that I may have been working too hard and burning out too soon when I was well past the point of contentment and satisfaction. And even when you take in like podcasts about, business, entrepreneurship, money management, all that, you hear so many people say like, "Oh, don't cap yourself, the limit does not exist," all this stuff. And for me, it was just like, I kind of want like a limit right now. Like I want a goal that I can hit, that I'm content with, that works for me. And like, as time progresses and as my needs increase, then I can increase that goal to what would be feasible for my lifestyle at that time. But like, like I just don't need $200,000 right now. Like I don't, and I mean, it just make my head hurt thinking about having $200,000. Like I didn't. You see what just happened? Like that's how I feel when I think about that. I just realized that in entrepreneurship and birthing businesses and being creative and all that, when it came down to me having to assess what was really bothering me in my journey, it was admitting that was the hardest part. Just admitting like, you know what, I just don't want to go this hard. I don't. Then getting past that and I don't really have to. Like, we need balance and harmony in the world, right? We need the top dogs and the overachievers and the go-getters, and then we need us, who, we cool. And mind you, this is not an attack on the girl bosses or a diva is a female version of the hustlers. This is a reflection for myself and hopefully anyone else out there that can relate. This was a reflection upon my own personal journey as an individual entering into business and just trying on different hats just to ultimately realize I'm more of a sun visor girl. Now I have a better grasp on what kind of business models and goals are authentic to me. I took a step back and assessed what numerical goals and what mental and emotional goals I felt were applicable for where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go next. And I think for myself, those two things being kind of harmonious is key. If making my money is costing me my peace, I will slow that workflow. And if I got so much peace and I'm so chill and I'm so calm, but I'm not really getting where I want to go, not really getting ahead to the next step, I've become complacent, I'm going to put some of that comfort to the side and get up and go about me and do what I need to do to accomplish my goals and take care of my business. I'm never really okay with either being out of balance or one category being more prominent than the other in my life. And especially with me deciding to step away from hustle culture, girl boss culture being a cuter, pinker, more aesthetically pleasing version of that, slowly but surely became less appealing to me as well. And a big takeaway I would like for there to be in this video is that it's okay to do what's best for you.
And I mean, if the customer is always right, and I'm a customer, I'm always right. There you go. That's free game. That was free.
I would just love for like this dialogue to be just open. And if you're someone that comes across this video, hey girl, thank you. If you're someone that comes across this and you feel like, oh my god, like I really relate to that, or I really feel like these have been my thoughts but I haven't really wanted to express them, because I understand this seems like such an against the norm, the new norm of women's empowerment and liberation and so on and so forth, and just even having the luxury or the what's the word, it's a word that like describe when you got the ability to do something that a lot of other people don't have, and it's like it's not just luxury, it's like another word, the privilege. There it is, the privilege. I understand that so many people do not even have the privilege to make a decision like the one I'm making. However, I don't want to allow the fact that that is a reality to dictate my reality and the reality that I don't want to do what I said I don't want to do. Please, like, talk to me in the comments, like this video if you feel like you relate, or if you might even have a contrary view to it. You might feel like girl boss is where it's at, get that money, get that bag. Like I'm open to all perspectives on it. I definitely intend for my comment area and my community section to just be a safe space and more of a community of like-minded people that are okay and feel okay enough to share their views. And girl, like, subscribe, because we're gonna keep talking about things like this. We're gonna keep having conversation. We're gonna keep trying to adult together and make it less ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, please talk to me, interact with me, because on my banner it says I like to talk. I meant that. Talk to me, I will respond back. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for coming this far, and let me know what you think. Do you no longer want to be a girl boss, or are you like, no, girl boss is cool with me, 6 figures cool with me, going hard, hustling, all that, I'm cool with that. Let me know, let's talk about it.